Have you always been drawn to ancient Egypt? Have you always suspected there was far more to ancient Egyptian teachings than the mainstream narrative would have you believe? Did you know that ancient Egypt was heavily centered around spiritual initiations? This video is your guide to understand the mystery initiations that were conducted in ancient Egypt and how they apply to you this modern day. It's important to start off by talking about Egypt's main ancient sites and why they're spiritually significant. The main sites I am referring to are the ancient Egyptian temples along the Nile, including the Isis, Khnum, Kamombo, Edfu, Esna, Luxor, Dendera, Abydos, Karnak, and Ptah temples. There is of course the famous pyramids and Sphinx of Giza, as well as the Saqqara Pyramid and Serapeum in Cairo. And finally, there is the Sinai Peninsula, with the main attraction there being the famous Mount Sinai. We will not go into who built these sites and when exactly they were built, as these are details that don't really matter to your spiritual progress and mastery. What really matters is how they can help you. All these sites were not built in random locations, but they were carefully and strategically placed on specific points that aligned with important incoming cosmic frequencies, as well as some of Earth's important ley line convergence points. Each site accomplishes more than one purpose, as with all things that are created by the divine. They were at their most powerful during the ancient Egyptian times. They were still fairly powerful at the times of Yeshua, and their power has now been awakening again during the last 2 years after a period of dormancy. Each ancient Egyptian temple was to hold certain frequencies and work with specific aspects of the divine, represented by different ancient Egyptian gods. For instance, Isis represents the beauty, feminine, and motherly energy of the divine, and this is the sort of frequency that you feel at the temples of Isis. During ancient times, the frequency of the different aspects of the divine were integrated and enshrined into the temples by the priests of those times. Many advanced spiritual warriors used to pilgrimage through Egypt's ancient temples as a sort of energetic initiation before they started major missions to help humanity awaken and heal, such as Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Each temple works with different energy centers, and the idea was that as you made your way from Aswan and north up the Nile, visiting the temples along the way, you would experience profound clearing and healing of your whole energy system. In ancient times, as well as Yeshua's time, it was not just the energy of the temples that helped initiate people, but the priests of each temple set up challenges and tests to make sure whoever embarked on the pilgrimage was ready for the next step on the initiation journey. For instance, some priests would challenge initiates to swim in the Nile, where there used to be a lot of crocodiles, to see if they were able to conquer fear. Other tests included simulating possible real-life scenarios and seeing how the initiates would respond. Today, there are not really any priests dishing out tests and challenges, but the temples still hold the frequencies necessary for visitors to experience healing. It is not that the tests and challenges have no longer been available to humanity, it is just that they've become more local. All the challenges that you face in life are your modern day initiation tests. But going to the ancient Egyptian temples, nowadays, gives you a supercharge in your initiation due to the energies. If initiates passed the tests and challenges of each temple, they would then make their way to the Giza pyramids in Cairo. There are 3 main pyramids in the Giza plateau. The feminine one in the middle is called the Khafre pyramid, the masculine Great Pyramid on one side is called the Khufu pyramid, and the baby pyramid on the other side is called Menkaure. Again, these pyramids were built for many purposes, and the purposes would differ depending on which time humanity was in. However, I will talk about their main purposes that have kept constant to this day, particularly the 2 big ones. After a spiritual adept completed and passed the initiations of the ancient Egyptian temples, they would then be prepared to go into the Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Khufu Pyramid. The initiate would prepare through careful fasting, mantra chanting, breathwork, and other activities that would really energetically clear and strengthen their energy system. When they were ready, they would then make their way into the chambers of the Khufu Pyramid. This pyramid used the Earth's frequencies as well as certain cosmic frequencies that it used to be in line to receive, such as those from the Orion and Sirius star systems, and focused those energies into the Queen's Chamber, while diffracting those energies perfectly evenly within the King's Chamber. The King's Chamber was used to perfectly balance the initiate's energy system, readying the masculine soul for union with the Queen, hence why it was called the King's Chamber. After completing their soul's preparation, the initiate would then enter the Queen's Chamber. This is where initiates conquered fear by being buried alive within a completely dark and silent tomb. The oxygen within the tomb would gradually run out, and the initiate would experience true eternal life beyond their body, often termed as resurrection, and this would be the moment they attained Christ consciousness. This is where the perfect masculine, which is the perfectly balanced soul, would unite with the perfect feminine, which is infinite nothingness. And the initiate would then come out as a perfectly balanced being between masculine and feminine, hence why it was also sometimes known as the bridal's chamber. The Ankh symbol of ancient Egypt consists of a cross representing the intentional laying down of one's ego, and the circle at the top represents the womb of the divine feminine, which is true eternal life. So the Ankh is the symbol of the initiation process and journey and the birth of a Christ. It is important to note that it is no longer possible in modern times to do this intense final phase of initiation in the Great Pyramid of Giza for two reasons. Firstly, because the pyramid is no longer in line with those strong cosmic frequencies of Sirius and Orion. And secondly, the staff won't let you. The top of the tombs have been taken away anyway, and the tombs have been moved from their original spot. However, you don't need to go to the pyramids to experience this type of initiation anymore. Self-healing and learning from life's experiences are your modern-day equivalents to the initiations of the ancient temples. Yes, this may take slightly longer than the initiations of old, but if you are proactive with your healing and learning, your personal initiation journey will take a relatively short period of time. If you would like to really catalyze and supercharge this healing and initiation even further, we recommend our guided self-healing courses. Links to these courses are in the video description below. When you have done nearly all of your personal healing, and life deems that you have passed your initiation challenges, then you will at some point be guided by life to go through a death and rebirth experiences wherever you are in the world, similar to what used to be done in the Great Pyramid of Giza. And with the use of magic mushrooms, which affect your being in a similar way to the Great Pyramid when it was in its energetic prime, you will have a similar experience to that which initiates used to experience in the Great Pyramid. I'm talking from personal experience here, but you will not be able to do it unless you are fully surrendered and have no fear. However, visiting the Khufu Pyramid today still has a great impact with regards to helping you release fear. The narrow and low pathways of the pyramid, as well as residual stored energies from ancient times, will likely bring up the fear of death within you as you climb in it, and so will be an important opportunity to help you conquer this fear. The Khafre Pyramid, the feminine one in the middle, is, in my opinion, the most powerful pyramid in the Giza Plateau in current times. While the Great Pyramid was all about focusing energy within the pyramid, the Khafre Pyramid uses underground technology to harness the Earth's energy, focusing the energy at the tip, and then it spreads this energy around the world, kind of like a powerful beacon of love. You may have seen recent news stories about this technology that was found under this pyramid. I describe this pyramid as feminine because when you are near it, or even look at it, you can feel your being fill up with such a powerful feminine love. In modern times, if you choose to visit the ancient Egyptian temples, and then make your way to explore the pyramids of the Giza Plateau, you will experience profound healing and a speeding up of your awakening journey. The final ancient site of Egypt that is important to note is Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is very significant for many reasons. For instance, it was where the important figure of Prophet Elijah experienced ascension. It is also where Moses experienced communications of guidance from higher beings to help him lead the Jews from Egypt and start a new way of life. And it's also where many initiates came in ancient times to experience further healings and initiations. You can still feel the subtle yet powerful energies of the mountain to this day. These energies, combined with the challenging yet very doable walk up the mountain and the reward of the remarkable sunset and stargazing views at the top of the mountain, will help you experience further healing. You'll be able to gain clarity and perspective on anything. You'll be able to receive and hear life's guidance more easily. You'll experience a deep peace, and it will help you feel empowered for your onward journey in life. If this video has made you very excited about visiting Egypt and experiencing the healing and awakening effects for yourself, then look no further. We are hosting a magical pilgrimage around Egypt, including visiting the sites mentioned in this video, as well as other sacred sites, a luxury Nile cruise, connecting and having fun with like-minded people, and some nice integration and relaxation time at some beaches. If you would like to find out more about our pilgrimage, then please click the link in the description below. Let us know if you have any comments in the comments below this video.